welcome to Yoga for Hips and Hamstrings. So I'm so excited that you're here. I'm going to give just a minute for people to start signing in. While you're waiting, if you want, you can start to sit in cross-leg position and close your eyes and just start breathing. Also, I wanted to mention, I know you'll be practicing, but we're on Google Hangouts and YouTube. If you're on the live stream and you are on Google Hangouts, you can go ahead and type in the little Q&A area, and then that way you can ask me any questions at any time, and I'll do my best to try to answer for you. So you can go ahead and do that, and you can also email me at any time afterwards. So I'm Monica Stone from theyogimovement.com, and I do these classes on Hangouts and YouTube every Monday at 7:30 p.m. It's a different theme every time, different, hamstrings and hips, or back, or, arm balances, or something different every time. And you can check out my website, theyogimovement.com, for more information on these live streams. And then they're always available on YouTube. They always go directly to YouTube afterwards. So if you miss it, it's okay. All right, so I'm going to get started. So let's come to cross-leg position. Just come to something really comfortable, making sure that you're in a position where you're not going to let your feet or your legs fall asleep. So we're going to just start to steady the mind and the breath here. So inhale here through the nose, and then exhale. Inhale again. Exhaling. Now slightly keeping the belly pulled in as you inhale. And exhale. So just continuing to breathe. I'm just going to talk you through some things, but keep your eyes closed and continue to breathe through the nose. Also, making sure you're breathing from the back of the throat to make a noise with your breath. So trying to do the same length between each breath. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Go ahead and release any worries, thoughts, or distractions from your mind. Just know that they can wait until later. Sitting up with the spine straight, slightly lowering the chin to extend the spine on the back of the neck. A few more deep breaths on your own. Scan the body, just taking note of how every part feels. What parts feel light and free? What parts feel some slight discomfort? And then just going ahead and making a point to focus on opening and loosening those areas and breathing into those areas through this class. Good, so let's go ahead and come to the hands and knees. We'll push back into child's pose position, drop the crown of the head to the floor, walk your hands out, set your intention. It's Monday, so think about setting a goal for the week, an intention for the week. Come up to a tabletop position. We'll push back into downward facing dog. Waking up the legs here, so pushing the heels back and down. Lifting up the toes and then spreading the toes and setting them back down. So you can feel the whole foot grounded from the heels all the way through the toes. Looking up towards the navel as you pull in your lower belly. Go ahead and press the hands strong into the ground as you spread your fingers, rolling your shoulders out. Go ahead and bring the feet to the hands. We'll walk them up and we'll come up to a standing position. And we're going to start with an Om, okay? We're going to connect us with the universal vibration. So go ahead, when we Om, think about starting deep from low in the belly, bringing the Om all the way up through the neck and then up through into the mouth, through to the tongue, and then out. So that's how you can kind of make your Om long and steady when you think of it that way. So bring the hands to heart center, exhale here. Inhale. Om. Good. Bring the hands down where you're your side. This is Namaste. We'll always start with a few sun salutations. So actually, let's do a few things before sun salutations this time. So go ahead and interlace your fingers, lift your arms up, and feel the elongation in your torso here as you press your feet strong into the earth and raising the arms up. So kind of feeling the rooting into the ground as you're pushing up into the sky and being what's in between here. Go ahead and lower down to the right, taking a nice side stretch here, making sure that you're not leaning forward, but you're kind of leaning back and taking a nice side stretch. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come over to the side. Inhale, come up. Let's go ahead and loosen up the hips. So bring the hands down, and then we're just gonna go ahead and fold forward. And then we'll sway back and forth. So this is just opening and loosening the hips and preparing the hamstrings. Keeping the legs straight. So even if you come to right here, and then with every exhale, you can kind of lower a little more. You don't have to lower at all. But we're just working on opening the hamstrings and opening the hips, okay? Just swaying. Press the feet strong into the ground. The legs are strong. Bring the hands down. Hug around the legs if you'd like. Go ahead and bring the head in. If you can't pull the head all the way in, it's no problem. Inhale, lift the head, and then we'll come all the way up. Go ahead and bring the arms up, reaching all the way up again as you interlace the fingers. You can lean back a little here as you take a slight back bend, pushing the pelvic floor forward, opening up the hips from the front, and then coming all the way. And then releasing the hands down. Good. So let's do a few sun salutations. Come to the front of the mat, bring the feet together. Inhale, the arms up here. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands down as far as they can go without bending your knees. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, we're going to step back to plank. So now we're back in plank. You have the option of coming down to your knees, like we did last time, or lowering to a low push-up. Hug the elbows in and look forward here, because if you're in low push-up, you want to keep a straight spine. And then we'll lower all the way down. Untuck the feet, push up into upward facing dog. Let's take a breath here. Exhale as we come into downward facing dog position. Looking up to the navel. Breathing 1. Push the heels back and down. Spread the toes as you lift up the toes and spread them and bring them back down. Breathing 2. 3. 4. And 5. So look forward. We're going to walk the feet to the hands. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, pull in the belly as you bring your head in. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms come up as you look upwards. Exhale. Namaste. Good. Inhale, the arms up, look upwards. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look forward, keep breathing deep. Exhale, stepping back to plank. Lowering down either with knees or low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Again, you can challenge yourself here more by keeping the knees off the ground, but if you bring your whole body down, that's okay. Exhale, coming into downward facing dog. Lifting up the right leg, bending at the knee, bringing the leg over to the left, or the foot over to the left. Open up the hip here. Now we're gonna hug this knee in as we bring ourselves through to a lunge, lowering down, bringing both hands on the big toe side of the foot. We're going to stay here, untuck the foot. So breathe in 1, look forward. 2, 3, either stay here or lower down just a little bit. When you lower down, you can stay here and look forward. You can clasp your hands together and bring your head down. Just try to keep the knee over the ankle. So breathe 1, 2, 3. Good. So we're going to lift up. We're going to bring the hands back on either side of the foot. Untuck the back foot, coming back into downward facing dog. Bring the left leg up, bend at the knee, Bringing the foot over to the right as you open up the hip. Go ahead and tuck in the knee here. Bring yourself into a lunge. Drop down to the back knee. Untuck your foot. Bringing both hands over to the big toe side of your foot. And then we're going to go ahead and stay here for 3 breaths. So if you want, you can kind of walk this foot out just a little bit and taking a deeper stretch. So the knee's right over the ankle and you're not rolling in or out. Just kind of keeping the knee over the ankle. Look forward. Breathe 1, 2. Pull in the lower belly. 3. Stay strong. Lower down if you'd like. Breathe 1, 2, and 3. Good. So bring the hands down, lifting up. Both hands come on the side of the foot, and then we'll untuck the foot, and we'll go ahead and step back into downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Now look forward, and you can step or jump. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, Namaste. Good. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into down dog. Go ahead and lift the leg up. We'll bend at the knee here. Opening the hip. So we're going to tuck the leg in, bring the foot through. We're going to go ahead, come down to this back knee. Untuck the foot, come all the way up. Bend deep into this leg so you can walk the foot out a little bit, taking a nice deep stretch in this hip here. Bring the arms up and look upwards as you sink down into your hips. So we're going to bring the hands down. I'm going to take this a little deeper so we can stay here. So first we'll go ahead and come back, just stretching the hamstring here. Go ahead, lean back as you bring this front foot is flexed and go ahead and start to fold down over this leg, just wherever you can go. If you start to feel a deep stretch in your hamstring and it doesn't feel good, then just back off a little bit. Then we'll come all the way up. Now we're going to go ahead and go into a split. So we're just going to do it as good as we can. So we're going to go ahead and take this back leg back a little bit. This front leg starts to come forward. You're holding yourself on each side. Maybe you just come to here, no problem. Maybe you can lower all the way down. Maybe you can come to where I can. I'm not totally all the way down, but I'm working on it. You're going to point the feet if you can. If not, that's okay too. You're going to try to square the hips to the front. This back knee kind of goes under. Taking a breath here. So your hands are here so you can balance. If you're in a split and you want to come forward to stretch the hamstring, we can do that too. But if you aren't able to even come down or if it's feeling uncomfortable, just stay where we were. So we're going to walk back up. All right. We're going to come back into this tabletop position. We're going to come back into downward facing dog and we're going to lift the left leg up. Bend the knee. Go ahead and hug the knee in. We'll come up into a lunge, lower down. Good. So we're going to go ahead and take a deep stretch as we sink into the hips here. Go ahead and lift the arms up. Look upward. Sink into the hips a little more. Leaning back. Go ahead and bring the hands down. We're going to go ahead and take this back a little bit and fold over the leg. Coming up, moving down into a split, just going wherever you can. Maybe you stay on this back knee and just hold yourself up like that, but just coming to wherever is possible for you. Squaring the hips forward, pointing the feet if possible, keeping your hands on the ground, rolling the knee under of the back leg. And kind of sit up here, Taking a slight back bend as you get set up, and then starting to fold forward over this leg. If you can do a nice split, if not, just stay where we were. Good, so let's come all the way back up. Come into this tabletop position. We're gonna go ahead and push into downward facing dog. Bring the feet to the hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, coming all the way up. And then exhale. So your hips and hamstrings should feel nice and warm by now. So we're gonna go ahead and step the feet apart. All right, bring the hands to the hips. Now when we're here, we're gonna do a tripod, we're just gonna bring our head down, but a tripod stretch. So we're gonna go ahead and press the feet strong into the ground. The legs are really strong, okay? So because we're working the hamstrings and the hips, it's really important to keep the legs strong and engage the quadriceps because that helps to protect the hamstrings, okay? So inhale, look up here as you open the heart, and exhale, start to fold forward. Bring your hands down, walk your hands between your feet so they're in line. So let's inhale, look forward. Now we're gonna exhale, fold forward. When we do that, I want you to bring your hips a little forward so your feet are strong into the ground. All right, and then we're gonna fold forward. And your goal is to try to bring your crown of your head to the floor and your torso right in between your thighs. That might not be possible for you, and that's okay. So if it's not possible for you, just come down to here. And you just drop your head, and that's fine. So we'll fold forward. So breathe 1, 2, stay strong. So you're really strong in the lower body, and the upper body kind of starts to soften a little. 3, 4, and 5. So inhale, look forward. Exhale. Inhale, the hands come to the hips and come all the way up. And exhale here. So the thing with that is that the stronger you stay in your lower body, the more you can let go in the upper body. You'll notice that the torso and the body just kind of starts to fall forward and starts to open, but you have to do it consistently to understand that internal awareness and for it to gradually happen. And I know you'll get there. So we're gonna do a little bit of a shoulder opening posture while we do the hips, because I think, or while we do the hamstrings, because I think it's important to balance the body. So we're primarily working the hips and hamstrings. So inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, clasp the hands behind you, okay? Inhale, lift at the heart. And now we're gonna exhale, fold forward. Again, you're trying to drop the crown of the head to the floor. The first thing that you do is drop the head down, get a comfortable fold. Then you're gonna start to open up at the shoulders as you rotate the hands away from your back. Now they might just come here. They might not go all the way down. They might come all the way down. But with every exhale, you just want to release and breathe into your shoulders. We hold a lot of stress and tension there. And so just see if you can loosen and let go. Remember, stay strong in the legs and just try to soften at the upper body. Good, so keep softening at the shoulders. Breathe into the shoulders. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your hips. And then we'll just come to the front of the mat, okay? You can shake out your arms here. Good, so you should be pretty warm now on your shoulders and your hips and your hamstrings. All right, so we'll inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, stepping back to plank. Lowering, look forward here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into down dog. Then we'll drop the knees, just come through to a seated position. So we made it to seated. So we're gonna go ahead and bring the legs out straight. Flex the feet. Bring the hands to your side. Let's just reconnect with the breath. Bring the chin down to your chest. Press the hands strong into the ground, so root your fingers. Good, so breathe 1, 2, reconnecting. 3, slow down the breath, slow down the mind. 4, and 5. Good, so inhale, look forward, exhale, fold forward. You're gonna grab the big toes with the peace fingers, or you can grab the shins. So whatever you're doing, when you do this, you're gonna keep the legs straight, So when your knees start to bend, that's where you stop. And with every exhale, you want to kind of try to straighten and fold just a little more, but only pushing to the edge and not over it, okay? Giving yourself a little bit of a challenge, but at any point you feel like you're feeling any kind of injury, then you just back off and then you look towards the toes here. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold forward again. Let's take a deeper stretch. So either just, if you were grabbing your shins, you just wiggle your hands forward just a little more. If you're grabbing your toes, grab the outsides of your feet. You can grab the wrists around your feet. If you're really, really flexible and open, you can go ahead and grab a block and reach around it. But I don't usually use props, but you can if you want. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Good. So we're going to counter posture this. We're going to go ahead and open the hips from the front. So bring the hands behind you, facing the hands forward, flat or point at the toes, and then inhale, lift up at the hips. Bring the head back just slightly. Don't drop it all the way back, but just slowly lower it down. You're going to go ahead and roll the thighs inward as you press the hands strong into the ground. So breathing 2, 3, lift up through the thighs, 4, and 5. Lower down. Good job. You did awesome. That's not an easy posture. Go ahead and hug the knees in, then hug around the knees. Kind of shake off the arms and the legs. Good. Bringing yourself to this butterfly position. Baddha Konasana is one of my favorite hip opening postures. I'll always do it whenever we do anything with hip opening. We're going to go ahead and open the feet like a buck, and then start to fold forward. So you can just walk your hands forward here. Usually you'll keep a hold of the feet and then come forward, but just walk the hands forward here. And then look forward. With every exhale, lowering down. Trying to push the knees down to the ground. We're going to hold this a little longer. Usually we hold it for 5 breaths. We're going to hold it a little longer, okay? So inhale, look forward. We're going to go ahead and walk back. Good. So now we're going to do a little bit of practicing lotus position. I'm going to show you how to get into lotus, and we'll see how it feels, but this is a great way to open your hips. So we're going to go ahead and bring the feet forward. This right foot, we're going to bend, bring the knee out to the side, and pull the hip back. So you're opening up the hip here. So you shouldn't feel any tweaking or weirdness in your knee. You should only feel it in the hip. These toes go right into the hip crease. The heel goes right below your navel. Now, then you're going to bring this knee down and forward. Now, if you feel any tweaking on your knees, come out of it and just start to come to cross-leg position. Now, your foot and your toes might not go in your hip crease. It all depends on the flexibility of your foot. If your foot is not flexible, your foot might be coming out this way, and you definitely don't want to pull your foot past your quadricep. That will not be safe. So, the toes come into the hip crease. Good. And we're going to bend this knee down. This front leg that's on the ground, this foot is flexed. And now what we're going to do is turn and twist. So, taking this left hand on the right knee, we're going to turn and twist and look behind. So go ahead and open up the hips this way. It's a hip rotation. And then this hand that's behind you, go ahead and reach and try to grab for the toes. You might not grab them, but that's okay. You're opening up the shoulder as you twist, pushing this hip open as you push the leg down and forward to open up the hip. So inhale, look forward here. And now we're just gonna, if you have the foot, we'll fold forward. If you don't have the foot, no problem, take both hands forward and fold. Keeping this foot in a half lotus position. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release, bring both legs straight. And this opposite leg comes into half lotus. Again, toes drop into the hip crease. The knee drops down, flexing the foot. Go ahead and taking this right hand on the left leg as you twist and turn. You can kind of push this hip down so that you open it. This hand comes behind you. You try to grab for the foot. You're just opening up the shoulder here as you just twist and look behind you, and then opening up the hip here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. One hand or both hands. Now if this feels really uncomfortable on your thigh, then just drop the foot down to the ground. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. So now to do a full lotus posture, you'll start with the right leg. Pull the hip back as you open the hip, then you just follows. Toes come into the hip crease, okay? So you can hold this foot here with the left hand. The right hand, you can go ahead, start to bend this knee and grab the foot, and then you'll pull this foot up over the leg. Again, the heel kind of comes right into the stomach as the toes come into the hip crease. Now I understand that if you're new to lotus posture, it's not going to look like this. It's not an easy posture. So it's even okay if your foot is out here by your knee, like you just kind of can bring the foot in this far. And then you just kind of come, taking this foot, bringing it up, coming into a loose beginner's lotus posture. If this doesn't feel good to you, then come into cross leg. And what you'll do is you'll practice starting taking a lotus posture, and then on a half lotus, and then you'll switch and do half lotus on the other side, and you'll just keep doing that until finally you open up the hips enough to do lotus. But you can try this at your desk or wherever you are to open up your hips for lotus, okay? So let's go ahead. We're gonna bring the legs out wide, flex the feet, and then we're just gonna grab for the left foot and reach the arm over. Just reach through the fingertips here. You get a nice side stretch, but you also get a nice good inner thigh stretch. Opening up as you look up towards the sky. Inhale, come all the way up. Reaching over. Good. And then we're reaching through the fingertips. Keeping the legs strong. Inhale, come all the way up. And then we'll go ahead and walk the hands out. We're going to stay here a little longer too. So you're either going to walk the hands out this far. You can walk them out a little more as you lower down to the forearms, or you can lower all the way down. So you make the choice. We're going to take about 10 breaths here. Keep breathing deep. Deep, steady breaths. Good, so we're gonna walk all the way up. And we're gonna do one final posture. It's called compass posture. It's kind of fun. So it's kind of like bird of paradise. I don't know if you've seen that posture, but it's like that, but seated. So go ahead and take the left leg and we're gonna bend it in. So then we're gonna go ahead and bend this left knee, and we're gonna kind of start to lift up this leg. And you wanna get this knee over the shoulder. Now I know you might think that's impossible, but you're just gonna try. Your hips kind of have to be open to do it, but even if you can't bring the knee over the shoulder, which I didn't when I first did this. Honestly, like, my leg did not even go to my shoulder. So for instance, this is what it looked like when I first did it. Like my knee would be bent, I had my leg like this, and I would just look up. I would bring my hand out like this and just look up. And my goal would be that I would just kind of hold this and trying to straighten it and trying to bring my leg up and back, up to my head, my foot to kind of match where my head is. So do this and just work to open up the hamstrings and the hips here. Now if you're able to get your knee over your shoulder, you'll bring your hand down, you'll just straighten your leg, right? This hand kind of just comes out to the side and kind of works to push the hip back. So it kind of works as a lever, and then you can look up the opposite direction. Now stay strong here, pull in the lower belly, keep a straight spine. So this is a lot of strength in the upper body here. As you open up the hamstrings and open up the hips by pushing your leg back with your arm. Good, so we're gonna look forward and let go, okay? It honestly took me 4 years to get my leg to get to my shoulder. So it just takes consistent practice. I wasn't naturally like that. Okay, so again, bring this foot up to the shoulder, bring this hand down, this leg comes up, Oh, this leg will go ahead and bend in. And then straighten the leg as you look up over the opposite way. And then this arm works as a way to push the hip back and open. So eventually, once you master this, you will be able to bring your leg behind your head. But we won't do that today. So again, if your leg is just like this, no problem. Just do that. And just work on it. Just work on straightening. Okay? So we'll take it down. You did awesome. So let's go ahead and start some closing postures. So we're going to end with just a bridge posture and a quick inversion, because that is how we usually end a closing or a yoga practice, okay? So lay all the way down. We're going to bring the feet hip width apart, pull in the lower belly, reach for the heels, inhale, lift at the hips, roll the shoulders under and push up through the thighs. So breathe 1, 2, 3. Stay strong, push the left feet strong into the ground, 4 and 5, so lower down. Now that you're laying down, we're just going to bring the legs up. We're going to take a few breaths here. Just looking towards the toes, steadying the mind. Letting the eyes fall where they fall, and just working to steady the mind and steady the breath. You can close your eyes here if you'd like. So now we're going to go ahead, come into that butterfly position in this inversion. You can bring the feet together and just kind of hug around the feet, pulling the feet into your chest as you let the knees come out to the side, just opening up the hips here, giving the hips like a nice passive stretch. Pull in the lower belly. Bring the legs back up. You can go ahead and lower one leg down, any leg that you want. And then we're just going to pull this leg in towards us, just trying to stretch the hamstring. And then we'll point the foot at this leg that's on the ground. To give yourself more of a challenge, if you'd like, you can bring your head to your knee. Making sure that the leg stays straight. I think there's a tendency to bend it to bring the head in. I do it too. Just checking in. Inhale, come all the way up. Now bring this leg out to the side, looking over the opposite shoulder. You can, lift your hips up and just kind of relax the leg down, releasing. You can kind of massage the hamstrings a little bit, just releasing pressure. So we're going to bring the legs back up and then down, bring the opposite leg up. Point the foot of the leg that's on the ground and the leg that's up. Pull this leg in towards you. Some people I know can get their legs like all the way back. Not me, but maybe you can. And bringing your head in. Remember, keeping a straight leg. You don't have to bring your head in. This is just optional. Inhale, letting the leg come, or the head come down, and then bringing this leg out to the side. I kind of have to move over to do that. And looking over the opposite shoulder, just taking this relaxing hamstring stretch as you massage the hamstring. So we'll go ahead and bring the legs back in. Grabbing the outsides of the feet as you take Happy Baby. So this is an awesome release for a nice hip stretch. Like if you've been working the hips, which we have, this is a nice good release and like relaxation for the hips. So go ahead, release the legs down, close the eyes here, bring the arms out to the side. We'll do Shavasana posture. So close the eyes, let the palms face upwards. Let the fingers naturally curl in, starting at the crown of the head, releasing any pressure or tension. Letting your breath return to normal. So you can breathe through your mouth here. Don't try to control your breath, just observe it. Just moving the awareness down to your jaw and your throat, letting your body fall heavy into the earth, feeling the space between each vertebrae, letting your hips fall open and your feet fall open, releasing any tension from your gut, letting any stress or worries or anxiety release from your heart center and release from your chest. And then letting a bright light shine through your chest and shine through the heart center, radiating up all the way through the crown of the head as you radiate the light all the way down through the fingertips and the tips of the toes. Any areas that feel discomfort, now just feel beaming with light. You can't stop smiling. And your body just feels wonderful, feels taken care of, which you did today. So take a second to thank yourself for taking care of your temple, taking care of your spirit. Letting you take a few breaths on your own before I talk you out of Shavasana. If your mind wanders, bring it back to a tiny point in between your eyebrow center. So just start to deepen your breath a little bit. Bring the awareness back. Wiggle your hands and feet. Reach the arms overhead and point the feet forward. And hug the knees into the chest. Roll back and forth on your spine. And come roll up to a seated position. Face the front of the room or face me. You can come to a cross-legged position. You can try that lotus position that we tried before. Go ahead and bring the hands to this Jhana Mudra, thumb and index finger together. The hands come down and start to deepen the breath again. Close the eyes. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going to close with the closing mantra. This is done in the Ashtanga yoga practice, but you can do it anytime. And then I'll translate it to you. So usually when it's done call and response. So it starts with Om, and we will Om together, and then I'm going to say part, and then you say a part after me, okay? So that way you can learn how to do the opening and closing mantra, or we'll just do the closing mantra here. So bring the hands to heart center, all right? So we'll start with the Om. So exhale here. Inhale. Okay, so now I'll say part, you repeat after me. Swasti Prajabhyaha Pali Palayantam Neyayena Margena Mahi Mahim Shaha Go Brahma Nebhyaha Shubhamastu Nityam Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So it means may prosperity be glorified, May rulers rule the world with law and justice. May divinity and profound knowledge always be protected. And may all beings be happy and free from suffering. Om, peace, peace, peace. So whenever you hear a mantra that ends with Om Shanti 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 Hi, those are called Shanti mantras or peace mantras. And there are many of them. And we can do some different ones if you like this after each practice, which I'd love to do. I also sell my opening and closing mantra if you're interested in learning them. Some people are. And you can go to my website, theyogimovement.com, and go under shop, and you can find them there if you'd like. So go ahead and come every Monday. I love practicing with you. You're amazing and beautiful, and you practice so beautifully, and I'm so excited about our little family that we have going on. I also started a Facebook group for everybody. It's called the Yoga Freedom Project Facebook fam, so you can Google that, but you can also find it on my website under a little thing that says Facebook group. I'm rebranding my site right now, so if you can't find it, just keep looking, or you can email me, monica@monicadawnstone.com, and I can hook you up. So I will see you soon. Make sure you keep practicing, keep being awesome. Namaste.